So I was sitting this morning in the plane, and this is one of the headlines that we see currently coming up everywhere. Robots will destroy all jobs. So of course my very first thought was like, is that something we need to fear about? And if yes, how to react to that? We see that more and more often because the question is coming in comments and talks and workshops if that will happen. So I'm talking about stuff like AI, artificial intelligence, stuff like robots that people have a hard time to predict what will happen. Technology is a tool, no matter if you work with this thing or you work with cloud or you work with AI or robot, it is a tool. It helps me to augment my skills. If you would show a smartphone to someone in the 80s or 70s, most likely they will ask you if you're RoboCop or some guy from the future.
Auxiliary! Doc! I'm from the future.
You are a guy from the future if we've been back in the 80s with a smartphone, but anyhow, that's a stupid example. Yes, the jobs will change. Yes, there will be jobs that will fade out. Stuff like problem is technology scales and people don't. We think in a linear way. So if you go 30 steps in that direction, and it's very dark outside right now, you would be most likely on the other side of the road, something like that. If I ask you, how far are you if you double every step? So you start with 2, you go 4, you go 8, you go 16, and so on. You keep on doubling every step. How far are you? And some say, oh, you're in New York, some say you're around the globe, some say you're up to the moon. This is exponential growth because it then starts very slow, and at the end of, if you go to 24, 26, up to the power of 30, at the end it grows like super steep. We always are in this linear phase of thinking, so we think, okay, what will happen to the smartphones next, and how will robots take away my job? This is linear thinking. So the headline, robots will take away my job, is linear. That's linear thinking. The most dangerous part is this part below the curve. This is a toy, or this is just for rich people, this is just for business, or this is the critical path area, whatever. In Germany we call it the German area. This is the part when we miss out to catch up to what technology will bring to us. This is when technology scales and people don't. We stay here. The typical reaction to the headline then, robots will take away my job, is I don't like robots. The reaction that would make sense is actually a robot will change the way how I work today. I don't know how, but it will change it. One thing that is for sure, this stuff is changing faster and faster. This is the one thing we can predict. We cannot predict the future, but we can say it's happening faster and faster. People need to change as fast as possible in terms of mindset and how they react to new stuff. And this openness to that stuff sounds easier to say than to actually live it. I mean, if I have a stressful day, creativity won't help us. Definitely not. For AI, doing creative work is just data. So saying, oh, from my experience and from my intuition. What is that intuition? What is experience? That's just a long time that you're alive and a lot of experiences you made that you can go to and then have an idea from. Even if you say you completely do it by accident, you don't do it. So there are AI machines that can edit movies. There are AI machines that can write songs, articles and all that stuff. So the question is, how do you as a creative person react to that? And how do you use that power as a superpower and as a tool and not as the enemy that you say, oh, a robot can never make a better movie than I can. This personal connection, people-to-people connection is an asset that is there. But if we now think about that and discuss about it here, there is no answer to that. But discussing about that, brainstorming about it, being open about that is definitely something that is very positive. I'm never a big fan of doomsday and saying this is the end of the world. We've seen that too often, that the end of the world is near, and claiming the end of the world and the end of jobs is always connected to bad mood, and that helps no one in the future to think creative about his job. I gotta run. Thanks for watching. I hope there was an answer in there for you. If not, leave a comment below and we will discuss about that in the next weeks. Make sure you subscribe and I see you guys next week.